Chosen one, this message didn't reach you by accident. It arrived through divine guidance. In the spiritual realm, nothing happens by chance. Every moment is a sacred connection. You're here because the universe sees you rebuilding what others left behind. This isn't just a fleeting experience. You're standing at the edge of your legacy. Something ancient is coming back to life through you. Something pure is awakening within you. This is more than words. It's a heavenly sign. You are the legacy your family has been waiting for. The moment you were born, the world felt your presence. You didn't just inherit genes. You were entrusted with a divine calling. Your spirit journeyed through centuries of struggle, resilience, and quiet pain to become the voice, the light, the one who heals. You've wondered why your road feels so heavy, why you carry emotional and spiritual burdens others don't notice. It's because the cracks in your lineage didn't fade with the past. They were waiting for you. You are the sacred spark of transformation, the one who lifts curses, reshapes the story, and rises not just for yourself, but for all who came before you. Before we go further, take a moment. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. This isn't just a video. It's a spiritual wake-up call for every chosen one walking the road of legacy and renewal. If this is already stirring your soul, leave a 77 in the comments. That's no random number. It's a celestial marker, a signal to the universe that you're aligned with your purpose and ready to finish what your ancestors couldn't. Only those truly called will stay until the end. If you do, expect deeper understanding to unfold, insights that peel back layers, clarity that flows not just for you, but for the generations tied to your healing. Wisdom comes in stages. Return to this message whenever you need to realign your mind, body, and spirit with its truths. Each time you'll discover something stronger, something divine that was hidden before. Now let's dive into your sacred mission, broken into 7 heavenly chapters to awaken what's been sleeping inside you. Long before you could name it, you felt it. The weight, the grief, the tension lingering in the air, even when no one spoke. It was like carrying a load you never signed up for, passed down through looks, silences, and old wounds. No one explained it. No one warned you, but your spirit knew. As a child, you sensed something was wrong. You could feel your family's pain, deeper than everyday troubles, echoing in your bones when you stepped into rooms filled with untold stories. This wasn't just yours. It was ancestral, generational, spiritual. You weren't simply born into a family. You were sent to a lineage of fighters, survivors, the wounded, the hushed, the shamed, people who bore more than they let on, who kept traditions without questioning their toll, who loved as best they could but never learned to mend. You felt it in your mind, your heart, your body, the exhaustion sleep can't touch, the strange anxiety, the pressure to be everything, the guilt for wanting out, the fear of becoming what you're fighting. This unseen heaviness found you not because you're weak, but because you're the first strong enough to transform it. The divine chose you, seeing the unbreakable strength, spiritual wisdom, courage, sensitivity, and righteous fire in your DNA. You're not just here to fix, you're here to heal. You step into family chaos with a clear voice and a warm heart, questioning not to defy, but to honor truth. You face dysfunction and say, enough. You see addiction and vow, it stops here. You feel the pain instead of fleeing, speak through the silence, even when misunderstood or resisted. Restoration isn't easy. It's lonely, painful, holy. You carry weights others couldn't face, but also blessings they couldn't imagine. You were picked to end cycles and build something new. A new way, a new heritage, a new rhythm of love, truth, and unity. This isn't just about fixing the past, it's about shaping the future. The world may not see your struggle, but the divine sees every choice to heal, every tear shed in private. You're not just breaking chains, you're opening doors to freedom, peace, and blessings that waited for you. The burden didn't begin with you, but by divine grace, it will end with you. You've always known you're different, not better, just distinct. You think, feel, question, and reject differently. From a young age, you saw not just the world outside, but the one within. While others ignored tension, you felt it. While they laughed off pain, you faced it. While they followed blindly, you asked why. You weren't being stubborn, you were being real. Your spirit was already linked to a higher truth, even if you didn't know it then. You didn't come to fit in, you came to change things. You sensed shifts in a room before anyone spoke, cried without knowing why, later realizing it was others' pain you held. You knew when people hid things, when love was fake, picking up what no one would say. They called you too much, too emotional, too sensitive, too intense. But they didn't see your sensitivity as sacred, your depth a spiritual strength. The world tried to box you in, your family to quiet you, but the divine set you apart. You're unique because your purpose needs someone extraordinary. You feel more to heal more, question more to fix what's broken, stand out to lead others from darkness. You never fit because you were made to rebuild, not conform. They saw you as the odd one, but you're the golden thread, the divine light waiting to shift your family's story. Darkness targets those with holy missions. That's why your struggles started early, why you were misunderstood, rejected. Your glow threatened the shadows, holding your lineage back. But no matter what was said or lost, your calling stayed. You were sent to your family to mediate, reveal, mend, challenging lies, ending silence that hid harm, stopping self-destruction passed down like customs. You're here to redeem history, not repeat it, to spark others, not dim yourself. That ache when things feel off, that's purpose. That fire when truth hits, that's your mission waking up. That loneliness, that's the chosen one's mark. You're not here to follow paths, you're here to make them. You're different because your family prayed for change, and you're the answer. Being chosen to heal your lineage isn't a badge, it's a holy duty, a tough road not for the timid. You're the one picked to enter the shadows, face what others avoided, voice what they buried, feel what they dulled, break what they accepted. This isn't about patching people up. It's about cutting spiritual ties. You're sent to a family of silent pain to say, it ends now. But first, you had to face the scars yourself, ones you didn't make but felt, passed down like keepsakes. Bitterness, neglect, abandonment, addiction, shame. You sensed betrayals from before your birth, absorbed unspoken patterns in every move, every hope, every tense moment. For years, you didn't know why you felt heavy, why some ties drained you, why you battled feelings that weren't yours. They weren't. You carried the unhealed echoes, the grief of ancestors who couldn't cry. You stand between past and future, holding truth's blade with a heart big enough to feel it all and strong enough to let it go. This healing digs deep, soul deep, spirit-driven, raw, real, relentless. It's weeping without explanation, setting boundaries that rattle others, choosing solitude to hear the divine, honoring the you that kept going while broken. It costs, losing ties to those stuck in denial, family approval, facing judgment, being blamed for fixing what others ignored. But the real threats aren't loud. They're subtle, generational, hiding in faith, pride, silence, disguised as loyalty, humility, control. You're here to expose them, light the dark, break spiritual stagnation, stop cycles that stole futures. Your trials weren't punishment. They were preparation. Your battles training to sharpen your gifts. You felt pain to see it in others, walked through fire to pull them out. You heal for your unrested mother, your unequipped father, your surviving ancestors, your future kin who deserve peace. You're the curse lifter, the lineage freer, the prayer of those who didn't see the promise. The wounds are deep, but your healing runs deeper. Darkness knew you were special from the start. That's why the fight began early, why rejection hit hard, why confusion and conflict shadowed you. But it didn't expect each struggle to birth something holy in you. You've always had a knowing, sensing truth behind masks, feeling a room's shift, hearing the unsaid, carrying others' pain, knowing without proof. That's not fancy. It's divine awareness. Your overthinking, insight growing. Your depth, a prophetic base. Your solitude, the Spirit's school. You don't just pray, you plead. You don't just see, you understand. You don't just hear, you unravel. Dreams guide, instincts warn, stillness plans. Those long, lonely fights weren't setbacks. They were awakenings. Gifts don't bloom in ease. They sharpen in pain, betrayal, isolation, battle. They're not for show. They're for healing, for purpose. The divine gave you vision to lead, not just look. You entered a dry lineage with life's water, born in chaos with clear sight, surrounded by silence with a chain-breaking voice. Your sensitivity is strength, your intuition a guide, your insight a shield, made that way on purpose. Embracing your spiritual self expands your power, but with it comes duty. Some people, places had to go, not because you're unworthy, but because your gifts need space. Chosen ones don't fit the ordinary. Their power is beyond natural, stirring unseen realms, hearing what's missed, loving with divine care, correcting with bold truth. You were set apart, preserved, your gifts for every soul you're meant to heal, every curse to break, every system to renew. Don't dim, don't doubt, you were born for this. Rise as a spiritual warrior, wielding heavenly authority, holding generational keys. You're the answer, the wake-up, the divine break. They didn't just leave you out. They made you doubt your place. They didn't just mock your dreams. They tried to crush them early. They didn't just call you too much. They rejected what the divine chose for you. Your quiet observation, your truthful emotion, your spiritual depth, your distance to hear the divine. Their rejection hurt, but it was holy, cutting away what could taint your calling, need for praise, shallow nods, making room for a greater blessing. Chosen ones aren't welcomed where they start, like Jesus in his hometown. You weren't meant for applause in familiar places. They couldn't see with spiritual eyes. Your presence stirred their buried truths. Your light shook their settled dark. But the divine used every no, every betrayal, to guard your purpose, stripping the fake to ready the real. Like Joseph, betrayed, enslaved, jailed, forgotten by men, not God, your pain paved your rise. What they meant to break, the divine used to build. Closed doors led to halls for greater rooms. You don't need to prove yourself. Your purpose will show. Your rise will answer every rejection. Forgive them for your freedom, not theirs. You can't carry old wounds into a new destiny. You've outgrown their limits, refined by fire, placed by grace. The rejected stone is now the foundation. You're not a misfit. You're a masterpiece. Not abandoned, but set apart. Not a curse, but the cure. The healing sent to end the cycle. Your story proves the divine crafts its best from rejection. Before you, voices begged for rescue in fields, kitchens, prisons where hope clung thin. Grandmothers prayed over unchangeable lines. Fathers bled in labor, asking for a breaker of poverty, addiction, silence. Women bore private pain with public strength. Men wept alone for their kin's future. Their words became air, tears offerings, pain seeds. And you, chosen one, are the harvest, summoned as a divine reply, the echo of their hope, the yes to their pleas. That's why your burden feels unique, your sight and heart sharper. Your life carries generations. You hold their untold tales, their wisdom in your soul. They didn't name their gifts, but you have them. They couldn't cry, but you feel their tears. They couldn't break chains, but you hold the key. You speak for their silence, fight their exhaustion, heal their hidden wounds. You're the fresh start, the shift known by the divine, anointed, equipped. Don't shrink, don't doubt, don't mute your gifts for comfort. Your purpose is too precious for hesitation. You're their answered prayer, their freedom, their miracle. Every obedient step breaks curses, heals scars, honors those who believed without seeing. Be their unsung song, their tear-sown harvest, their pain's peace. You're not just a name, you're the divine rewrite, sent when the earth cried, celebrated because you know who you are. This journey isn't just about ending curses, it's about planting blessings, crafting a new tale from old ruins. You're not just breaking dysfunction, you're building renewal, laying sacred stones for a lasting base. This is eternal work, divine design. You weren't sent to survive, but to transform, mending the unsaid, lighting the dark, speaking life, blessing where bitterness ruled, loving where fear stood. You end cycles and sow wholeness, peace, truth, light, proof the divine revives the holy. You're rewriting your family's code. Numbness isn't strength, silence isn't dignity, suppression isn't survival. You build a heritage where feelings are sacred, words replace curses, love is spoken, healing is life. You teach it's okay to feel, forgive, grow. Pain can stop with you. It took unseen battles, prayer, tears, wrestling storms, but you stood, now walking in power for those after you. You replaced chains with inheritance, truth for lies, honor for shame, testimony for trauma. Your yes when quitting tempted, your healing over numbing, your faith over fear lifts the lineage. Chains snap, pain washes away, and you bridge past and future. Addiction ends, neglect rewrites, silence breaks under your voice. The divine builds love, liberty, a healed family tree through you, reintroducing heaven to your home. You're the blueprint of destiny, mercy saying, it ends here and greatness begins. Walk boldly. Your legacy is in freed hearts, spoken truth, embodied joy. You're the restorer, your inheritance now your heritage. You weren't born by chance, sent from unseen realms, an answer to ancestral cries, marked by the divine, placed to heal. You questioned, stood firm, rebooted a weary line. Rebuilt with faith, insight, and love. Every wound a wisdom window, every scar resilience. You restore the lost, reshape the broken into holy. Turn dysfunction to clarity, fear to strength, silence to truth. You awaken, your healing for the unborn, your obedience eternal. Step into your identity, your crown a duty, your mission made for you. It's not easy, but it's worth it. You weren't chosen to shine. You were chosen to restore the bloodline.